We will.
So then, could a special investigator be called to investigate an allegation that the White House offered a lawmaker a federal job in exchange for dropping out of a political race? Congressman Joe Sestak out of Pennsylvania, publicly alleging that he was offered a high-profile position by a White House official if he walked away from his challenge against Arlen Specter in Pennsylvania's Democratic Senate primary. That's a claim he backed up when he appeared with Martha here in America's Newsroom just last month. Roll this.
I was asked a direct question yesterday, and I answered it honestly. There's nothing more to go into. I'm in this race now.
So you stand by that claim that you were indeed offered a job in order to not run against Arlen Specter?
I answered a direct question honestly.
All right, that was from last month. Now the White House Press Secretary Robert Gibbs has been asked about the matter numerous times, but each response has yet to soothe the concerns of my following guest, a man who would call for a special prosecutor if he gets his way. Congressman Darrell Issa of California, the ranking member of the House Oversight Committee. And sir, welcome back here to America's
Thank you,
News.
Bill.
And there are a couple things I need to get to here. I want to move through them quickly. What chance right now do you think of getting the special prosecutor?
Well, historically very high. What you have is a credible allegation by a member of Congress of a felony. It is a felony to offer somebody a federal job in order to get them to affect an election. Clearly, he has said that part has happened, even though he's gone quiet on who and what the job was. Secondly, Robert Gibbs has acknowledged that something was said or done or offered, but he said it wasn't problematic. I've asked him to answer in the core material, but unless we receive that answer, or unless that answer would be satisfactory, it's very clear that a special prosecutor is statutorily and historically the right way to go.
So you're going
because
after
the administration won't investigate.
You're going after Robert Gibbs at the moment. Do I hear you right?
Well, he personally is the representative of the president that's supposed to answer the press's questions. Our letter, of course, was not to Gibbs, but our letter to the White House has gone unanswered. We sent a follow-up citing the spokesperson's statements and saying, well, you've acknowledged that things were offered. You just have said they're not problematic. I checked all of the dictionaries, including Black's Law. I cannot find not problematic as a legal term.
The one thing we all came to learn during this health care debate, Washington's cutting deals all the time. I mean, what's so different about this? I'm certain viewers are out there saying, you know, hey, I mean, if one thing occurred to us, you peel back the curtain here, and there are backroom deals happening all the time. Is the difference in this case that he basically admitted it publicly?
Well, first of all, it's a felony. Second of all, just because LBJ had Barry Goldwater's plane bugged, but it wasn't illegal at the time, doesn't change the fact that doing it today would be illegal. It is illegal to distort a federal election by the offer of a job or something of value. It only has to be something of value. Sestak has crossed the line, made it very clear that something of value was offered to him by someone at the White House. If they had any possibility of being credible in offering it, that's a felony.
All right, just for the record, Sestak has not pulled out of that race in Pennsylvania. Topic number two, what are you to make and what do you expected to introduce to Congress with regard to these claims about abuse of members of Congress after the health care bill? There's been some fallout. A lot of people have asked about it. What's your position, sir?
Well, I think that we have to have a full investigation, including hearings in my committee, Government Oversight and Reform, to get to the bottom of a growing trend by groups on the left and the right to use intimidation. We've got to find out what law enforcement is doing about it, make sure that the public understands it's not acceptable for extremists in the name of any party or movement to do what's been going on now. And quite frankly, we believe there's enough evidence that this has been growing for a period of time that we want to really bring a halt to it, and government reform is the right place to do it.
Darrell Issa, thank you for your time on both topics today. Thank you, sir, from Capitol Hill. All right, Martha, what's coming up?
Oh, well, he's at it again. Vice President Joe Biden, again, making some news with some comments before a crowd this week. Only this time, there were no F-bombs dropped in this particular statement, but Vice President Biden said that the presidency, the administration, was nearly doomed. I'm going to tell you what he said.
Different day, different comment, huh?
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So